slap in the face. It's always sloppy. It always looks ghetto to me. I don't know why, and I don't know who is putting those shit together, but I just can't stand watching, because we're so much better than that. And I know we have a better budget than what they're trying to actually give us. So anyway, I stopped watching BET, but it's like I've been getting back into Tyler Perry shows like Sister, Ruthless, If Loving You, wait, is it called If Loving You Is Wrong? There's so many shows, and you know, the TV shows have gotten so much better, and I've been on a serious binge. That being said, again, I'm watching Ruthless on BET, and then a show called The Family Business. I cannot wait for that show to come back on. Ruthless has to do with a cult, and people are trying to get out. The Family Business is about a black family that is one of the biggest drug families in the area. And you know, with drug families, they run into problems. They run into people who want to be bigger and better than them. So that's that. Really good show. And actually, I'm waiting for the new series for that one to come out. The new season, I should say. Moving on, I also watched Judge Judy. Judge Judy has I think this is on IMB TV, and it's called Judy Justice. I remember when I was younger, I was like, why are people watching Judge Judy? It's boring. But after, like, as I got older, and after certain things, you know, my attack and everything happening with me, I got so much into Judge Judy, it's not even funny. And actually, I have learned a lot from watching her show. So, so her actual, like the Judge Judy show, it's still running, but it came to an end. But she's making a killing because Judge Judy is on for a full hour. And then I think at like 10 or 11 o'clock, you can find her on one of those special channels, you know. But after she ended, I think she's on channel 2 or channel 4, then she decided to do another show. And Brittany Murphy. He did River Phoenix, the OJ murder case, Robin Williams, and he tells you, like, you know, someone committed suicide, like what happened to the neck, and this is and that, you know, all of it. Marilyn Monroe, very interesting. A lot of conspiracy theories on Marilyn Monroe, which I think I might tap into. And then we go into James Dean, Elizabeth Taylor, David Bowie, Lou Reed, Muhammad Ali, and he actually breaks down like certain diseases, and then he'll tell you like you know, it came from multiple hits from boxing and this and that. Like it breaks it down, and like I said, the reenactments are cool. Like the actors and stuff are really, really cool. But I like the way he breaks stuff down. It makes it so like I'm a medical person. I went to medical school for a total of almost 8 years, internships, all of it. I appreciate the way he breaks it down, but even if I didn't have any medical background, the factor that my nephew can follow, you know, sometimes he might ask like little questions here and there, but even down to my oldest, he says he likes, like we all like to watch it. We have Miles Davis. He was a jazz trumpet player. James Brown, Marvin Gaye, so on and so forth. Farrah Fawcett, Johnny Cash. I'm just, you know, Barry White. We did. There's just so many. They did Hugh Hefner. Actually, Hugh Hefner was actually really, really interesting. Really interesting because when you find out the type of bacteria that actually really killed Hef, and just all of it. Carrie Fisher was actually really, really good. And so yeah, we have that wrestler China, the first, I think she was the first woman wrestler or something like that. Then we have Lisa Left Eye Lopez. We have Lucille Ball, Luther Vandross, so on and so forth. We have Aaron Hernandez, Mob Deep Prodigy. We have them all. Donna's, what was her name? Donna Summers. So yeah, if you're into stuff like that, it's really a good show. You know, really break down a lot. Okay, so moving forward, I don't know, I'm iffy about this next show. It Murder, She Wrote. Like, I'm an oldie, like, I love, because the next one on my list, I'm looking at it now, it's Perry Mason. I love me some Perry Mason. Get out of here with that. all that, it comes from my Hulu. Discovery Plus. Discovery Plus is my channel. I can't deny it. I have been watching, and I've been binge watching Naked and Afraid. I've always watched Naked and Afraid. I've always been that survivor girl. Like, there's a couple of them I watch, but I watch the regular Naked and Afraid. But I love Naked and Afraid XL. That's when they have, let me break this down real quick. So the normal Naked and Afraid is 21 guys are always amazed when they find out where people hit stuff at. So it's really interesting, but it's really interesting this thing because they might have like survival things on them, but again, if you don't know where you're getting dumped, you kind of have the disadvantage of that. So that was cool. Naked and Afraid of Love, that only lasted like one episode. It was like people looking for love, but I'm like, why would anyone want to look for love? Naked and Afraid is beyond me. That's the last thing on your mind. And then they have Naked and Afraid, Foreign Exchange, and Dual Survival, Man versus Wild. So like if you're into all that nature stuff, then Discovery Plus is for you. Now for, let's see, they also have all of the 90 Day Fiance. They have, well, I watched something called the Chantel, the family of Chantel, the Chantel family. I watched that. I watched, the Untold Stories of the ER. The reenactments are so cheesy, but you can't look away type of cheesy, if you know what I mean. So Untold Stories of the ER, and then something called Sex Sent Me to the ER. That's interesting. Again, all of the 90 Day Fiance, The Single Life, Happily Ever After. Those are all on Discovery Plus, and like I said, they have all seasons of everything, and I don't have to worry about commercials. Now they also have down here, if you're into like the Food Network, they had stuff like that. Deadliest Catch, Caught in the Net, Celebrity You, you know, anything to do with like building stuff. Let's see what else they have on here. Like I said, it's a lot of like shopping, and if you like Ghost Adventures, 90 Day Diaries of Ukraine. That might be sad. I feel so bad for people in the Ukraine. Serving the Hamptons, you know. So again, if you're into stuff like that, then maybe Discovery Plus is the app for you. They also have that I just actually I just noticed too that I have to watch something called Wrath of a Man. They have my I always call him my bodyguard, Jason Statham. I love him in anything he does. I love him. Pulp Fiction's a classic. Oh, they have the Fly, the original Fly. They have the Ali movie. Oh, Bad Grandpa is funny as fuck. Matter of fact, I probably watch it, Bad Grandpa, over Jackass, if I'm being honest. Hustle and Flow is a classic. They have Carrie on here. What else? If you're into baseball, they have a whole lot going on. So they have here I Love Lucy. I love Lucy. Teen Wolf. I wish I can rewatch Teen Wolf. That used to be on MTV. Although it got kind of corny at the end, you know. They have Perry Mason on here too. Games people play. I heard that's actually a good one, which I might look into now that I'm looking at it. Ink Master they have. I like that show SWAT. That's probably why I got that. Oh, The Equalizer with Queen Latifah is on here. Survivor. You guys know Mr. Devin loves Survivor, and he loves Big Brother. The New Edition stories on here. The new Twilight Zone. I wonder, do they have a new season with that one though? See, they had the new Twilight Zone, but they never came out with a new season, which really sucked. They had season 2, but that was in 2020. And let me see, did I finish it? It looks like I did not. It looks like I have 2 more to watch on the Twilight Zone. So, that's the new Twilight Zone. The second season wasn't. Oh, you know what else I used to watch? Tell Me a Story. That's a good one. Matter of fact, that's the reason why I had Paramount Plus in the first place. Tell Me a Story, and there was that other one. Oh, The Creep Show. That's a new one they brought back. They remade. Nope. It's gonna come to me. Oh, The Real Husband of Hollywood. That's Kevin Hart. Under the Dome. Somebody used to watch out of my family. Oh, Scorpion. I'm mad that actually went off. I love the RuPaul. Hawaii 5. Damn it, it was it had to do with murderous housewives or something. Damn it. What is that show's name? I used to watch Being Mary Jane. Matter of fact, if you're looking for a good show to watch, and binge show watching, if you're into true crimes, you should binge watch the CSIs. A lot of CSIs. God, I can't find that show that I'm looking for you guys. Oh, they have that show, Ghosts, which is really, really, really cute. Damn it, what was that show called? I think it was called If Housewives Can Kill, or Housewives That Kill, or something. Anyway, that was a good show. So, Paramount Plus seems to be a good one. And of course, on YouTube, I watch stories. I love those. HBO Max is my shit. Now HBO Max has a new Batman out, right? And oh, I just clicked out of it. I watched something called, I think it's called Room 10. Right, so it's on the new Batman. Oh, I've been watching the Big Bang Theory. Although I've watched it already, I'm rewatching it. I love that show. I'm also Response. I have not checked that out yet, so I'm not sure how that is, but I love me some house. Okay, so again, Peacock too. It has all like of the wrestling stuff you ever want to watch. So if you get as a fan of wrestling and stuff, this is the app for you.